Hello.
Oh, my bun is so lopsided today, but whatever.
It's all right.
It
It's
is what
okay.
it is.
It's Thursday.
It's pre-Friday.
Exactly. So yeah, you kind of get what you get towards the end of the week.
That's true. That's true. Oh God. All right. Welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are aware of every time we send out new content. And tell a friend. We want more into the conversation. Okay. Before we start, what was your general impression of this episode?
To me, it was like the recap of the season, and to be honest, there really wasn't much there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jen really still, from my perspective, she really didn't take responsibility for anything,
Mm-hmm.
and she really felt that people should have reached out to her when she was the one who behaved poorly. And I didn't understand that.
Yep. I agree with you. Like this episode served no purpose other for them to have another party.
Right. I mean, we're celebrating Heather's like opening, which is great.
Yes.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like there was to me in this party, the finale, there was no resolve. Like typically what happens in the finale like party, like people kind of hash things out. Either they
Mm-hmm.
uh, really apologize or they agree to disagree. And this
Mm-hmm.
just felt unresolved because Jen didn't take responsibility for anything. It was always like, well, I act this way because I had to. Like, you can't keep using that excuse. We've heard it before. Um, you're in your 40s. You should be a little bit more beyond this than to lash out at everyone. And then it's you have the issue between Lisa and Meredith, which is quite interesting.
Okay, well, don't dig too deep. We are talking about obviously the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 13, Chilly Reception. And a quick overview of the episode is like it starts off with everybody reliving Vegas. It's a weird clip episode. Then you see Heather prepping, like doing the final touches to her spa before the grand opening. We see Lisa meeting with Jen for drinks. Then we have Meredith talking with her husband about what happened in Vegas. And Meredith then visits Heather at the new spa. And they talk about what happened in Vegas. Then you see Lisa shamelessly promoting Fresh Wolf. Mary goes to a choir rehearsal. Sharif plans a surprise for Jen. And then it's the big grand opening. So let's start with Heather prepping her new spa. It's like down to crunch time. And she's got her team in there, like doing the decor for the party. Plus, she's got the construction crew in there, like doing the final cosmetic touches
Right.
and cleaning up. And she's nervous, but a good type of nervous. And I like to see, like, we saw the beginning of this and throughout the season, the evolution of it. And I think this is the only thing that was wrapped up, like the only entity that was wrapped up from beginning to end, which was the opening of her salon.
Right.
So bless her heart. And like you, I'm really happy for her because this is like something she's trying to prove to herself. And she of all people needs it.
Yeah. She was great. Like, I mean, it was cool that they had almost everything done. Everything else was cosmetic, so it's like she planned
Mm-hmm.
everything out well. So I was happy for that, and there was no issues going into the party. So she did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Whitney comes over and asks her if she spoke to Jen since Vegas. She says no, which is a bit of a surprise, but I guess Jen really did hurt her. Um, and Whitney hopes that with Jen coming to the grand opening reception, that all goes well. I hope so too.
I mean, I had hope until I saw it. Just, just saying.
Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead. Oh my God. So then we see Lisa at a bar and she's waiting on Jen. She, like, why? Wasn't Lisa the one who said that she doesn't want to be friends with her again in Vegas when they were in Whitney's room? Whose room were they in? Can't
The thing
remember.
was Whitney's room, but the thing is with Lisa, we all know she's all about appearances. So she doesn't want to look like the mean girl icing out Jen. That's all it really is. If we're calling a thing, she will do anything to keep up that perfect image, and I stand by that. And she's shown this behavior throughout. So all she doesn't want Jen going around like, well, they're being mean to me, they're icing me out, they're not being understanding. It's just Lisa doesn't like things like
Mhm.
that. She doesn't like anything lingering, anything to tarnish that image. So she's gonna do what she gotta do.
So that's why she continues speaking with Mary because Mary says that she's being iced out, but Lisa seems to continue
Mhm.
chatting with her.
Lisa does not
Okay.
want to be that woman to have any kind of negative anything against her. So
Then don't make harsh, brash statements like I don't want her to be my friend or I don't want to be friends with her anymore. Don't do that. Think before you talk. That was a big slip up for her and it makes her look ultra shady in this episode.
hmm
Um, I got a little concerned though. Lisa ordered like a water, and Jen orders a vodka. Like,
hmm
girl, you drove yourself there.
that's what I was looking at too. I was like, okay,
Where your bodyguard at, or babysitter, or whatever he is. Um,
exactly.
eh, what did you think of Jen's excuse of how she behaved? She says it's her culture. It's how she's been raised amongst all white people.
She needs to kind of stop with that.
Um,
She needs to stop because
she could pass for white. Like, I look at her
no,
as a white woman.
I don't. Not even close.
I do.
Her facial features give her away straight
Her
away.
facial features have been substantially altered by Heather's spa.
But like I said, she's a dead giveaway. She ain't white. It's just I could see um I could see a point when she's saying I'm not gonna like take away from that, but you can't keep using that for your bad behavior. Well, this I was raised this way. No one's. I mean,
So she was raised like a savage. Is that what she's trying to say?
yeah, that's what it comes across. It's like, well, I understand being tough and being a fighter. That's okay. That's completely okay. But to have it spill over to where we're constantly getting into arguments, constantly blowing up. Had she said, I act the way I do due to my upbringing, along with my mental health, emotional issues, I could accept it a little bit more. But she always addresses how she was raised and that it's like she grew up amongst all white people. That's not the only reason you act the way you act. She needs to own everything. You can't just own part of it.
I would like to know what happened to her amongst all of these white people that she's blaming for her behavior. I I
I
don't
think just
know.
I think she probably people probably picked on her, made fun of her, didn't accept her due to her race because we're around the same age. So I could see being in a place that's so overwhelmingly white slash Mormon. I could get how you feel ganged up on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna retaliate and fight back. But that being said, as you've gone along in life, you've had other experiences and you've admitted to having some mental health slash emotional issues. So my thing is this: you can say it was your upbringing and how you were treated growing up, but you also need to acknowledge the mental health, emotional issues also play a part. And that's where I get frustrated.
Here's my thing. I would like to know what happened to her because the only
Mhm.
reason why I'm saying that is we're all picked on as kids. Kids are mean, but you know what?
Yep.
We grow
Kids,
up.
kids are kids. Kids are cruel.
Yes. Like I've been bullied as a kid. I don't know about you, but I don't go around like aimlessly screeching at my friends. I just don't. If she focused more on her mental health issues, I would be all there for her. But
Hmm.
until she explains what happened to her when she grew up, I I can't buy that
Hmm.
as a reason. Like I just can't.
I'm with
Um,
you. I wasn't. I put it this way: people tried to bully me as a kid, but I knew what was going on, so I made sure I made friends with people who would fight. I wasn't going to fight and get detention or kicked out of school because I was out of district. That wasn't an option. So I always aligned myself with people who could do the fighting for me. If someone quote unquote tried to pick on me, I'll just tell my friend like, they're messing with me,
I
and
don't know.
that was it. That was it.
But you're not traumatized
No,
from being
because
around little kids. Like I don't
it comes down to personal understanding, and you have to understand yourself, and you have to understand what people are trying to do to you. And once you figure out what they're trying to do to you, it's your job to adjust and move forward. Because if you keep living in those moments, you'll never grow emotionally, and it can be do some real damage.
if the producers are trying to line up for her to scream out, I'm black in the reunion, like how Kelly Dodd did in OC, I think I'm going to have
Oh,
to stop watching every Housewife franchise because they copycat each other. And I just
mhm.
can't with all of this. I just don't know where these excuses are going. They don't wash for me unless she can
No,
give me some additional information. I'm sorry.
and she doesn't even bring up the fact that her
Sorry.
father passed as part of the issue, and that's part of the issue. That's
She
part of
brings
her.
that up with her husband. Like she has different excuses for
Mhm.
different parties. Like it's very confusing to me. And maybe that's why I'm not buying it. Like nothing makes sense that she says to me.
No, it all makes sense, but it's not consistent, and it's not. It's all in pieces. It's never the story is never told in full. Like there'll be the whole story. She'll tell a third to Sharif. She'll tell a third to Heather and Whitney. Then she'll tell another third to um, Lisa and Meredith. So each party is getting a third of the story.
Right, but we're getting all three
Right,
thirds. So then
yeah,
it should make sense if we're getting the whole capsule, but it doesn't.
right, because sometimes the stories conflict with each other. Like sometimes, it seems like one trauma at one point is worse than another trauma. Then, in another instance, this trauma is worse than the other trauma. See, it's just like that's why it doesn't work. That's why it doesn't fit.
So
It's like we,
basically, you saying she need to get her shit together.
that's the lamest term, but
Okay.
yes.
Moving on, moving on, moving on. She says that she's going to the grand opening. God help us all. Next, we see Meredith talking with her husband about the Vegas thing, about how they brought up their marriage. And Seth is like, so what? We've been separated. We've seen other people. Now we back together. We good. Who cares? I like his attitude.
Hmm.
I like his attitude. It is none of their business unless, Meredith and him make it their business.
Hmm.
But so what? Let's not like he's of the opinion we're good now. I don't want this to mess it up.
Exactly. I think he's more willing to be open and transparent, and Meredith is more the type to worry about image.
True. And I think he's also trying to say to her, okay, it's out. Let's not make a big deal of it because if we make a
Hmm.
big deal of it, then it is a big deal.
Yep.
Kind of thing,
True.
play it down and it'll go away.
Exactly, and I think he's also looking at the like at it from the point of view of like, look, um, nothing they said is not true. So let's keep it moving.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
seems to be his attitude. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't want to take a step back when they've taken so many steps forward. I
Exactly.
agree. Um, Whitney goes to see her dad. He's at like this beauty school, I guess, and it seems like he's auditioning to be a teacher there, and she is his model. So he does his teaching demo on her head, doing like a quick little cut
Hmm.
or a trim or something, which I thought he was very good at. The way how
He's
he
really good.
communicated with the students, I thought that was really, really good.
He was really good. He looked comfortable. He looked confident.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I see you.
And she says that he's completed rehab, he's almost finished sober living, and she's really proud of the progress that he's made. And she's glad she stuck it out.
Yeah, because she did put a lot of effort. I mean, she put so much effort, so much time,
Hmm.
so much like she just did so much. I was just glad to see it pay off, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't
Hmm.
it, like she didn't waste her time, basically.
True. And considering that he's let her down before,
Hmm.
like she's the last child of his that is still paying him any attention at this point.
Right.
Um, that she's a better woman than me. I tell her that.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Because the way he acted, like
mhm,
he acted like a child. He acted like a child at the beginning, which
mhm,
which would have made me leave him then and there.
true, true. But she was getting paid to stick it out. So there you go.
That too.
um, then we see Meredith going to visit Heather at the new salon, and they talk about Vegas. Um, Meredith, you know, Meredith says she has compassion for Jen because she has a lot of stuff going on, but she's still holding back, you know? She's still
Mhm.
protecting her own. And Heather says that she needs an apology um if they want to move forward with their friendship. What do you think?
My thing is this: if we're really friends, I shouldn't tell you that you need to apologize to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's just pretty much where it is. And if you can't come to me and apologize, knowing that you were the one who behaved poorly, then I just don't need to be your friend.
I agree. I agree. And what did you think about what Heather said? Like, if she was talking to her daughters about a friend like Jen who was behaving like this and did what they did to her daughter, like, her advice would be like to kick him to the curb.
Hmm.
Why isn't she taking her own advice?
Because we tend to give our, I can't say our children, 'cause I don't have children.
Mhm.
It seems that parents will give their kids more like that hardcore cut and dry type of advice when it comes out to their friends because at that age you're very impressionable.
Mhm.
But as we get older, we learn how to move in in between situations. So we tend to
Mhm.
have a more forgiving nature and want to give someone the benefit of a doubt because of our emotional understanding. Typically, children don't have that, so we try to protect them, or parents
Mhm.
try to protect them from anything bad that could happen to them, and it could damage them emotionally. I think that's pretty much what it is.
Mm. She need to take her own advice with Jen, but then again, she
Agreed.
needs a paycheck, so whatever.
I mean, hey, like, hey, like Jen's securing you another season, so why not?
Yeah, true, true.
The spot
Ne
is done. The spot is done, so you can't use that.
Well, she needs to replace her alimony with this paycheck.
Hmm.
So next we see Lisa promoting her Fresh Wolf product line, and she's got Jack, her oldest boy, doing the sales pitch, like practicing his sales pitch.
Yeah, because it's their company. I like it because I'm like, you know what, Lisa, you better promote your kids' business. She letting y'all know. She letting other housewives know this is what you do. You promote your business and you promote your kids' business. That's front as your business. Good job.
I am so tired of all of her placement this season. This is the most I have ever seen a housewife do. I'm so sick of it.
You know what the funny thing is though? I'm not mad at this too much. The reason is this. She is a workaholic. This is who she is. It's authentic to her. So I do not mind it in this situation. Because even when your husband on camera says, babe, we're gonna need you to slow down a little bit. And she's pretty much like, nah. Like, remember the scene where he actually had to drive her to get a Diet Coke because she had work to do on her phone. So this is who she is, and that had me cracking up. I'm sorry, it did.
I can't. I'm going to this website. I wanna see what this is.
Black Wolf.
It's Black Wolf or Fresh Wolf?
It's Black Wolf.
It looked like it's Fresh Wolf because these are the products she had on the table.
Is it Fresh Wolf? Hold on.
It's Fresh Wolf. None of us can figure out this stupid name, but it's Fresh Wolf.
I don't
Yeah,
know
because
why.
she's selling shampoo, conditioner, hair wax, and pomade. This is so
It
bland
was
and
Fresh
boring.
Wolf. Hold on. I don't know why I thought it was Black Wolf. Maybe because Black Wolf was better. Yeah,
Probably.
Fresh Wolf. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Fresh Wolf. I'm like, nah, Black Wolf was better. Maybe I'll start to subconsciously make them change it, but never mind. My bad.
I wish her well. I really do not.
I, I mean, she's gonna do well because she's a driven woman, and I appreciate that.
Mm. Now we see Mary
Hmm.
going to church to choir practice. My, how inspiring and encouraging this woman is.
Where? Seriously, where?
Um, this choir does they seem like they had it together until she walked in, and then all of a sudden everybody got panicked or they were just scared because of the cameras. Like nobody could hold a tune. I don't
Mm.
know what was happening. And then she started insulting them, and her wig seemed to be shifting forward throughout the scene. I don't know. You're my wig expert. What the hell was happening there?
I really just paid no attention to Mary. I mean, I've given all hope on her wigs, and hey, um, it was just weird how they all froze up when she came in the door. I'm like, wow. And then she started berating them. I'm like, fantastic.
So we had a church scene in the beginning of the season. Now we have a church scene at the end of the season, and nothing in between of Mary. She was the most useless and ineffective housewife ever in any franchise. Shame on both production companies. This season was crap for
It
her.
wasn't. It was just so funny how they. I mean, can we be honest? Can we just give Bravo producers and editing a round of applause for sucking us in? They pulled the wool over our eyes, so we really thought we were gonna get something new and fresh. And I thought we were gonna get to see the seedy underbelly of the Mormon Church, the businesses. I expected forensic accountants. I mean, I thought somebody was they played up like someone's being investigated and arrested, and that didn't happen. I'm like, you know what? Good job, Bravo. You got us this time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's just call it thing. We all got fooled.
We really thought we were gonna see the drama with her married to her step granddaddy, and like, well, she is robbing the parishioners. Let's call a spade a spade. But yeah, she blew chunks.
I
Ugh.
just, I just really thought we was gonna see like some FBI investigations, some forensic accountants, and we got nothing. We got
Maybe if
nothing.
Bravo comes out, maybe they'll put it on Peacock. They're streaming the NBC Universal streaming service. The downfall of Mary Cosby.
They need another network that really gets into the nitty gritty of stuff, like the real behind the scenes. Because
I'm
this wasn't
sure
it.
I'm sure we'll see her on Snapped one of these days. Um, Moving on, we go to Sharif. who's planned a surprise for Jen.
Hmm.
It's salsa dancing lessons, y'all.
Yeah.
And he has this little table set to the side with some, I don't know, some grape juice and some chocolate covered strawberries. And this is supposed to be romantical. And she's very pleased with it. I,
It, it
I
was
guess he tried
it was cute-ish.
until we saw her dancing. He was good. I'll give
Yeah, I
him
was.
that. He was good.
I didn't understand what Jen was doing. I was confused.
I think she was confused too.
The way she talked, like I've been asking Sharif to go salsa dancing for a long time with me for a long time. I assumed she had taken a lot of lessons, like and it was good. I'm like, and he was doing very well. I don't know what she was doing.
Well, like she said, she watches Dancing with the Stars, I think it
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
I thought
it
she.
showed.
I really thought she watched Dancing with the Stars along with having lessons, not just she learned from Dancing with the Stars.
To me, when she said that probably to parlay herself into an offer to go on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, good job, Jen. You better audition. Get your audition tape.
Oh, and of course, when they sit down, she says that she feels misunderstood and it hurts her. Um, she tells him how much this little interlude means to her, and she always has her intentions are always good.
Mm,
And of
no,
course, Coach Shaw then gives her a pep talk. I'm so
your
tired of his pep talks.
your intentions were not good when you were speaking about Meredith's marriage. So that's a lie because you did that because you were mad at Meredith for going to Mary's church. So therefore, all of your intentions are not good. I'm going to need you to stop saying that.
You know what? If she only spoke on Meredith's marriage once, I would give her the benefit of the doubt. But she repeated that to several people in the group. And
Hmm.
it got worse and worse each time because she dropped a little bit more each time.
Right.
That's intentional.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're being petty for no reason.
Yep. Yep. I hope Coach Shaw watches this entire season.
Exactly. I don't
Hmm.
mind a little pettiness, but I need my petty to have some reasoning behind it. Not just
Yeah.
because you mad because so and so's went to so and so's church. You sound crazy. I'm sorry.
And because she canceled their pajama party. All
Okay.
right, so now everybody's getting ready for the big grand opening at Heather's new spa. And, we see the ladies going through it. Then it's time for the gala opening. Uh, Everyone starts arriving. Let's talk about Meredith and this mask.
I was just like, okay.
Okay, now I had seen that mask before, and it was done for editorial, like when you
Right.
take the pictures for Vogue magazine or something like that. That's what that's for.
Right.
And
But
Whitney scored massive points for
right.
me when she took the two masks. It's fashion.
It's high fashion. You wouldn't understand. I was like, okay, Whitney, good job.
That was the
Good
scene
job.
of the episode. The
It
scene of the
it was.
episode.
It
Oh
was.
my
I
god.
I laughed and I was crying when she did that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Um, Mary shows up looking like a bag lady in Chanel.
I don't understand how that happens. I'm confused.
She just looked like she was wearing half of her closet, and then she took off the coat and she still looked like a disheveled mess.
I don't get
Wow.
it. Like, how are you in Chanel and just look just oof.
Mm. And then Billy arrives with Heather's girls. Billy's is Heather's ex-husband.
Hmm.
he okay, he lost a lot of weight from when they were married.
Hmm.
He's got money. Why doesn't he buy clothes that actually fit him? He was the equivalent of Mary. He looked like a bag person. Oh, that, like, okay, whatever. Maybe he's still losing weight. I don't know.
I mean, the clothes, like, it's like all he has to do is have them taken in. That's all. But they don't hang on him correctly. So all he had to do is take him to like a tailor or something, have him tailored up, and he'd be fine.
I want him to do better, just to match his
Mhm.
bank account, you know? I
Yeah,
just
you don't
want
have to be
him to
super
do better.
fancy. You don't have to be super fancy or anything like that. You can still shop at Walmart, but you just have to make sure they fit.
Yeah, I just want him to look put together and crisp, you know? Ew. Anyway, she when he gets there, she takes him on a personal tour of the facility, and she really wants his approval, and he says that he likes it. And so with that, with those few simple words, like she says, she feels like this is like she's closing a door on her divorce. And she's starting like a new chapter, which I'm like, I'm here for you, Heather. Go ahead.
I just like the fact that they have such a good relationship.
Hmm.
I mean, he supports her. He wants her to do well. Like he's not tripping off giving her no money. Sh I mean, he's just. I just think this is what divorce. If you're gonna divorce, this is what divorce and co-parenting should look like. Because there's no animosity. Like when you invite your ex over for Valentine's Day, I just enjoyed that because it's just two people who didn't work together, who have kids, can be in the same room and have pleasant conversation and be friends. I mean, I think a lot
Hmm.
of other shows could take a note from these, and not just Housewives.
I hope that once he sees the season and all of the comments that she's made in her confessionals, that they still have a good relationship.
I mean, she was just being honest, and he seems like a person who appreciates honesty. So I don't think he'll have a problem with it.
Is he the type of person to air his dirty business on a reality show, though?
Well, he appeared on a reality show knowing what Housewives was, so he has to be comfortable. I mean, look at the other franchises. Look at the mess. I mean, you can't come on the show on camera and not expect some of your business to come out. I'm sure they talked about it before she even came on the show.
I hope they did.
Because the reason why I say that's this is because if he were not comfortable, he
Mhm.
would not allow his children to be on the show. He'd have blocked that.
True, true, but, the fallback if there's a problem, the fallback excuse would be, "Well, I never watched any of these housewife shows. I never know. She never explained it to me."
Oh, she's a fan. She watched all the shows. She was tweeting
No,
Andy. No, I'm
him.
saying. Oh yeah, I know, but I'm saying like if she's out here tweeting Andy Cohen, I'm sure he didn't have his people investigate Andy Cohen, all the housewives. He knows what this is about, and he knows his wife's friends. So I think he's completely comfortable.
Let's hope he didn't, miss all of that by being in the hot tub or something. I don't know.
Oh
I hope he doesn't try to, like, put a bad spin on this.
yeah, agreed.
Um, okay, so the party's underway, the drinks are being served, the food's being put out. Um, Meredith and Lisa get together and they talk about Vegas, and Lisa tells her that she met with Jen. And I think that took Meredith back a bit.
Because of what you said earlier, that Lisa
Mhm.
said that she didn't want to be her friend and blah 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 blah. And in my opinion, I still stand by what I said earlier that Lisa doesn't like anything to mess up her perfect image. She doesn't want to be that woman. But I also think she's low key kind of mad at Meredith for not telling her the full truth about their marriage.
Oh,
I think somewhere down there, part of it is the fact that Meredith didn't tell her the full truth that her and Seth were separated or have been separated before.
I could see her still holding that. And the fact that she told Jen and not her. And I think she's been
Hmm.
friends with Lisa's been friends with Meredith longer than Jen has, right?
Yeah,
It seems like
exactly.
that, yeah. Ooh, good call, good call. Um, yeah, but Meredith says, I can't dictate to you who you can and cannot be friends with, but I need to protect myself. And
Hmm.
she's good with that. Um, Jen gets to the party.
But
Um,
real quick before you go
mhm,
on,
mhm,
I hope these two come back, and I have a feeling they will, because
mhm,
by Meredith saying that she needs to protect herself, that's going to put a rift in her and Lisa's friendship if Lisa's going to be friend with Jen.
mhm, mhm.
That dynamic's going to change, and I want to see it play out next season. I hope they both come back.
I think they will because Lisa is the product person that Bravo will be collecting their percentage on with every new business that she brings out.
Mhm.
And Meredith is kind of positioned as she's not the drama queen. She's kind of like the moral compass. Like she knows what's right for her and she actually sticks with it. She has
Mhm.
integrity. And I think everyone at Bravo loves Brooks. So they're going to
Right,
bring that mess back.
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully with no more tracksuits.
Did she say that her outfit was a collaboration that he did?
I was not paying attention to that, and yeah, I kind of just if the Brooks name was brought up, I just ignore it.
She was right to take off the pants. Just FYI. Sidebar.
Yes.
She
Hmm.
was right to take off those pants because they
Hmm.
looked hideous.
Hmm.
I find all of her bell-bottom pants are just they're rubbing me the wrong way. Oh my god.
I don't mind her outfits overall. It was just I did sneak a peek when he said, "Mom, are you really taking your pants off?" And I looked real quick. I'm like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, Meredith, handle that." Five,
He
six, seven, eight.
wasn't
That
showing anything.
no.
He's just so judgmental. Oh my god. Ay ay ay. Oh yeah, so Jen gets there and Whitney speaks to her and wait, who apologized for their behavior?
Jen kind of apologized.
Oh, and then in her confessional she took it back.
Right.
Said, I don't know what I'm apologizing for. Something like she nullified what she said to the person.
Yeah, she's gonna say, when they go low, I'm gonna go high. I'm like, okay.
She does that with every apology that she issues. She nullifies it in the confessional.
She actually nullifies it in person when she says but. So
Oh
yeah,
my
so
god.
once you say but,
So
you nullify the whole apology next.
that's one apology down because this is the apology tour. Lisa talks with Jen, and it just seems like she's schmoozing at a network event, kind
Hmm.
of. It's really weird. Jen slithers up to Meredith, and Jen apologizes to her. I thought this was the most sincere apology, but I think she nullified it in a confessional. I don't know.
It
Yeah.
seemed
Oh,
genuine.
yes. Because Jen said in confessional that she couldn't believe that Meredith wouldn't accept her apology.
Right.
So yeah, she did nullify it. Oh my god.
And Meredith was not backing down. She's like, no, not right now.
But that's all she said. She's been consistent with that. I just need some space. I
Hmm.
need to I think she just needs to process it, digest it, and then she'll be ready. Like everybody has their own timeline of how
She
they
said,
handle things.
I believe she also said, I need to see actions along with the words.
Yes.
That
Yes.
she's a very action driven person. You can say
Mhm.
whatever you want
Mhm.
to say, but it's your actions that are going to tell the tale.
Yeah. Oh Lord. So Heather kind of comes over at the ending, like towards the tail end of the apology thing. And Meredith, to her credit, says, I'm going to let you two be alone. And she excuses herself. She dips out. Loved it. Jen says she's very proud of Heather for her new spa. And then Heather is not even issuing any pleasantries or anything like that. She goes right in on Jen, which I want to know what was in that cotton candy drink that they were giving, because she's on 100. She's amped up, and
I
I
think
don't
it was a
blame
combination.
her.
Yeah, I think it was really the combination. It started with the spa. I think it kind of started there. Then it went along um in Vegas, and Jen acknowledged first didn't acknowledge any of her wrongdoing, then put hands on her, pushed her. I think that just sent her over the edge. She couldn't handle it.
Look, Heather is one of these ride or die friends. She will go to the mat for you. And I think Jen just like ruined a really true friendship. And I also think that Heather realized that she was getting stomped on.
Yeah. Like she were trying to be this good friend, and this person's not reciprocating because she wants to be friends with these other people who don't really like her,
Mhm,
like that. Like
mhm,
Heather's like, I've been here for you through a lot of stuff, and they just got here for the most part. Like you've been friends with them less time you've been friends with me, and they really haven't been friendly to you like I've been. So how dare you treat me this way? I think when, like I said, I think when Jen put her hands on, like, whoa, like we're supposed to be like girls like that. You can put your hands on me, even if it's just a push.
mhm.
No, 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 no.
Ah, yeah.
Jen's
Jen,
Jen's apology was not an apology to me. Sorry. I don't care
it
what
it
anyone.
wasn't, and I think, like, all right, so they're having their one-on-one, but the other ladies are off to the side, and they're hearing all of it, and Lisa goes into, like, event planner mode. "Oh my god, this is her grand opening event. This cannot be happening." Think of, like, the bad PR. She's wigging out.
Right.
She's wigging out. She goes in, we've got to fix this. We've got to take this out of clear view. This can't happen in front of everybody. Oh my God. She goes into like product placement mode.
I found that so entertaining because she's like, okay, she's up there trying to do damage control at somebody else's event. It was fun.
But that was the most like real we've ever seen Lisa. Like that, and when she was working at Sundance, you
Hmm.
know, I enjoyed Lisa for basically the first time this season when she went into wig out mode. And she was really concerned about how this would impact Heather's launch of her business. She was over the top concerned. And then the ladies gravitate over to this high boy, I guess, to try and mediate and for Lisa, try to hide up this little brouhaha
Right.
and make it look like, oh, we're just talking kind of thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
um, but Lisa says something that was hysterical. She's like, I'm actually considering calling security for the host. This would be like a first.
Right. I've never had to do that before.
um, so I guess Jen apologizes, but Heather's like, well, tell me what you're apologizing for. And I think someone else says it. I think it Whitney?
Whitney, it was Whitney.
Yeah, just say exactly what it is you're apologizing for. And we're flashing between Jen at the party and Jen in her confessional. And she starts saying, like, what am I like? I don't understand what you want me to say. How could you not
Right. Right.
understand?
She's like, I don't know what I'm apologizing for. I'm like, yeah, no.
Then all the women start saying that she just needs to apologize. Jen doesn't understand. Her confessional is getting nastier. But somehow, in the end, oversharing lip gloss, Heather comes to terms with Jen.
I think at this point she's like, you know what? She's just not gonna. She just doesn't get it, and I think she's going to treat Jen differently moving forward. I have a
Yeah.
feeling because
Yeah.
she tried and she tried and she tried, and Jen just wasn't getting it. or refuse to acknowledge it. So now she's like, okay, now I know how to treat you. Now I'm going to take
Yeah.
this. I'm going to take what I can get now, but I'm going to treat you differently moving forward. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
I think yeah, I agree with you. I think she realized Jen's capability and Jen's um shortcomings and limitations
Mhm.
on what she can and cannot be as a friend.
Right.
I hope she does move differently moving forward with Jen because it will not help her making the same mistake again. You got a
Exactly.
lot more to lose now.
Don't you?
Mhm.
I was glad the season's over with.
Yeah. Okay. And that was the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 13, season finale, chilly reception. Did they say that they are giving this mess of a season a 3-part reunion?
For what? Y'all better wrap this up in 65 minutes and no 75 minutes and let it go. I'm not sitting through 3 hours of this.
Oh my god. We have to watch 3 episodes of those horrific clothes? And Jen not understanding anything that anybody is trying to put across to her?
I just don't get it. There was nothing noteworthy to warrant this having 3 parts. It barely deserves 1 part. And
I
I'm giving y'all
know.
and I'm giving y'all 75 minutes to get through the whole season
See,
because it
I
wasn't
guess you're
Potomac
more
where it was
generous. I was gonna give them 90 minutes. Just 1 show, 90 minutes, done.
75, 75 minutes, 75 minutes with commercials.
You're so mean.
I'm just honest. This Potomac deserves 3 parts. Like if they had thrown a
Potomac deserved 4
if
parts.
they put a 4th part, I was not mad at it. But to give this show 3 parts for no reason, not cool. How is Southern Charm only getting 2 parts, but this gets 3? There was more in Southern Charm to talk about than this show.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and y'all better not try to. Part 1 better not be like Mary. Let's hear about your church and you marrying your step grandfather. I don't want an hour of Mary talking about that. That can't be the first. That can't be an hour for it. No.
3-part reunion.
Yeah. I bet you had they not changed production companies in mid season, it would only be 2. I bet you.
This was so sad. I had
Yes.
such high expectations for this franchise.
They
Maybe
all
it's
did.
because I was just desperate or thirsty for new content on TV, but this was a bust, a blavy. You had it right from the beginning.
We got duped. I'd say I got duped because, like I said, bravo to Bravo for their editing of those trailers. Because you really had me like, we about to see the seedy underbelly of Salt Lake City. Like, yeah, I had high hopes. I'm like, really?
Well, I
Really?
noticed in the clips, the snippets that they gave us, the previews for the reunion, you see Mary crying and her husband comes on. How much you want to bet we they stall that till
Oh
the
yeah.
third part?
The men really don't come out to the 3rd episode anyway.
But they're not in the studio because he wasn't in the studio with her. He
No,
was
they're
dealing
no,
with
they're screens. Yeah, they were
where
probably like
did they
Scott
tape
zoomed
this?
in.
Where did they tape
They
it?
were in the women were in person, but I think the guys were probably somewhere when they called in because it looked like he was in their home.
But the men on Potomac were in studio, were they? Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
were.
So why couldn't these men be in studio?
No clue.
Or maybe it's just him.
Could be. We'll see
Did
in
we see
part
any
3.
other husbands?
I didn't
We only
see.
saw him.
Yeah, they're using that to string people along this because you
Mm.
notice how they show like how is it people when you how do you feel when you hear Grandpa MFer That's a tease for part 3.
But the funny thing is that no one said Grandpa MFer.
Right.
They
Jen,
said
Jen
Grandpa
alluded.
Effer.
Jen alluded to it. She's a Mary Cosby who F's her grandfather.
Yeah.
So Mary just twisted the words. It's like she didn't say that. She she said in different words, but that's not exactly what she said.
Yeah, she twisted the words to make it sound worse. Like a double
Exactly.
insult when it was only a singular insult.
There's only a singular insult.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, let us know if you liked this series, the finale. If we missed anything, leave it in the comments below. And again, give us a thumbs up if you like the content of this review. Hit a subscribe button if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're alerted every time we send out new content. And tell a friend. We want more voices in the conversation. Until next time, bye.
Bye.